Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is a full face of makeup using only 3 products when you just don't have time. Hubs is on you about getting out the door. You can't remember if you peed in the last 20 minutes because you haven't slept good in 4 nights because you've got a sick child or your dog's not feeling great or any number of crazy things that happens when you are a mom, a woman, a human. So I thought I would put this together and share with you what I think looks like a full face using only 3 products. So hope you enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, like, subscribe, share, do all the things. I super appreciate your support. I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. I'm gonna do a face look using only 3 products. Now this isn't to say that you can't go out without makeup. Of course you totally can. That's personal choice and totally up to you. For me, I like more. I mean, I feel like there's also some middle ground where you wanna look just a little bit put together without looking like you spent an hour and a half doing your face with little kids running around or the animals starving to death or the husband going, let's go, I was supposed to be there 20 minutes ago, get a move on it. So I feel like this will just be super fast, super easy, but make a substantial difference. I'm gonna do something I never do for the sake of this video. Obviously using a brush or a sponge is an option, but I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. So this is sheer to medium coverage, and I think it'll be enough to kind of subtly disguise some of the discoloration. Okay, so I'm gonna use my fingers. I hate using my fingers, but for this video, I'm going to do it because maybe you don't have tools, or maybe you don't have time to use them because you'd have to wash them, or maybe one of your children has taken your favorite brush to do their makeup. So I'm just gonna use my fingers and work this in all over. Of course, my skincare is already done. That happens first thing in the morning, you know, brush my teeth, and then I put on all of my skincare and I give that a chance to settle in before I go in with any kind of makeup products. I'm gonna put this everywhere, including on my eyes and under, because we're not going to use concealer today. I figured 3 products, let's go with the most important, in my opinion. Obviously you could modify this to whatever works for you in your skin. You know, if you have really dark circles, maybe you want to use a concealer. And obviously you could add any other steps you wish to this. I just was thinking as far as bare minimum, if you're trying to look a bit more put together, we would go with a tinted moisturizer. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit down my neck just to blend the two. But I think this looks pretty good. The coverage is definitely, I'd say, medium. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and as far as I can see, the only downside to keeping to the 3 products is that I typically like to set my face. I get a little bit oily in my T-zone, so that's certainly a step you could add, or if you're not oily, just leave it. I used this the other day and it kind of dried down, so I'm going to give this a few minutes to settle in and dry down a little bit, and then I will be back. Okay, it has been about 4, almost 5 minutes. It's a bit tacky. The moisturizer I used under this is very tacky, which typically works out with my foundation. So that might be playing a bit of a role too. But we're going to continue on like I planned. Hopefully the rest of this works out. So for my second product, I chose the e.l.f. Powder Blush Palette. There are pinky shades in here and kind of bronzer shades. So I thought this could be a multi-use. You could use it for just blush or blush and bronzer or just bronzer. For me, I think if I were gonna do just 3 products to get out of the house, it would probably be tinted moisturizer, bronzer, and mascara, which is our 3rd product. So I'm gonna do blush on one side, bronzer on the other side, and then I'll equal them out afterwards, just so you can see what the difference is and what it looks like, at least on me. Then you can decide which you'd want to use for you. But the thing about having the quad is that you have options, and adding a bit of blush after bronzer, you can use the same brush. It will take you 2 seconds. So I like the idea of the quad. Literally any fluffy brush you have. This has been my blush brush, but I'm going to use this for both the bronzer and the blush. So I'm going to go in with this shade. Maybe I'll mix. No, I'll go with the shade for my bronzer. Just going to get a little bit on my brush and tap it off on my hand and just keep it back here like I normally do. Oh, and then up on my forehead for some definition, some shape back into my face. And it's a little on the pinky side, and depending on your skin tone, it can totally work. So I'm gonna go in with this blush shade on the other side, strictly as a blush, because it is a bit pink. I'm gonna clean my brush off and blend that out. And by clean it off, I mean just swish it back and forth on my hand. Okay, so that's just blush and then a bit of bronzer. I think either one definitely makes a difference. I really like the bronzer type shade. It just, I don't know, adds a bit more color and shape to your face. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the bronzer on this side, just under where I put that blush. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of the blush on this side, just above where I put the bronzer. Clean off my brush again on my hand, because I didn't think to grab a towel. And then just blend. And it seems to have done a pretty good job going over that tinted hydrator. I really like how that looks. I would happily leave the house like this. And not that you couldn't, or that you have to have makeup on. I prefer to, simply because already crippled, so I feel like people look at that and be like, ooh, and I don't want that. So for me, my appearance, it matters kind of a lot. I don't want to embarrass anybody out in the world with my crippledness. So I typically do a full face of makeup if I leave the house. Pretty much no matter what. With the exception of a fasting blood draw that I will put on a hat and big old sunglasses because you can't have coffee. And me, before coffee, not a good person. Not really even a person at all until I've had caffeine. So for my mascara choice, it's gotta be the Big Papa from Wet n Wild. This stuff just blew my mind. I like it so much. My second choice would be the Bye Bye Panda Eyes by Essence. That one's a very good mascara as well. It doesn't give you as much of an impact as this. That more or less just darkens up your lashes. But it too stays where you put it. It doesn't go anywhere like this one. But this mascara will give you wha-bam lashes with very little effort. it blows my mind. Wet n Wild is killing it. Elf killing it out there. That's just one coat. I'm gonna give it a second and go back in with a second coat. Okay, I'm gonna go with the second coat of the Big Papa Mascara. Can you see that? It's just unbelievable to me. Oop, got some on my eye. But I will let it dry and wipe it off with a Q-tip and it'll be fine. I like that. I think it's great. So, I mean, that took a little longer because I was chatting, but that could be done in just a few minutes. I mean, 5 really, and that includes the length of time it takes to let the hydrator set for a minute. Okay, so I have a Q-tip and I just, a couple little swipes and it's completely off. It's super easy to clean up. Done and done. So, I'm completely happy with this look. I would consider this a full face. And I want to tell you just real quick, the blush quad is available at Walmart for $7. Another option if you don't want all 4. I really like the Maybelline Fit Me blush, and this one is $4.97. So there's that. And then I also looked up the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is $13.23 at Walmart. This is a really great bronzer if you want to have 2 individual pieces instead of everything in one, because this one, the e.l.f. palette, the quad, isn't going to work for everybody. It's just not. But if it works for you, that's a heck of a good deal. And then last but not least is this Big Papa Mascara. It's a whopping $4.98. These are all available at Walmart right now. I checked. I don't go far, so adding things to my grocery order on the weekend is a pretty easy way for me to get stuff, and maybe that would work for you too. So I think that's a full face with just 3 products. I would definitely, probably, at least run a tinted brow gel through my brows. I just don't love them. But if your brows look good and you don't care, or, you know, what have you, you don't need to. So I think for the last portion of this video, I might do a couple of things that I personally would be more comfortable going out with this face. Okay, so for my brows, if I was in a hurry and just wanted to chuck something on, it would be the e.l.f. Wow Brow. Yeah, Wow Brow. Just for a little something. I don't know, I just think it cleans it up a little bit, adds a bit to the individual brow hairs. It works for me. Maybe it's all psychological, but I like it. Another must for me would be lipstick. So I just grabbed this bullet lipstick that I have, very neutral color. Just like that, done and done. Perfect. If you had more time and you wanted to line and use a lipstick, that works too. If I had lots of extra time, not enough to do like a full glam eye look, I might consider adding a bit of a wispy lash. But I mean, with this mascara, I just don't feel like I need to. I planned on it, I have them out, I have the glue and everything, but I like this mascara a lot. I did not put it on my lower lashes. That brush is humongous and terrifies me, but you could if you wanted to. Okay, that's it. That's a full face. I think I could have gotten that done in about 5 minutes. Last minute, have to let it dry. I'm very happy with this. I think that if you wanted something just to put, if you wanted something to look just a bit more put together, maybe a little less sleep deprived or dead, this could work for you. It's super inexpensive, easy to get. Yeah, highly recommend all of these products. I love them. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video with someone who you think might get something out of it. I appreciate your support. Be good and be kind to you.